Oh my, oh my. Here we go. It's gonna be a wild night tonight. This news is mind blowing. Mind blowing. But kind of all see this happening with one card or a different card from Sapphire, of course. Got an echo. And yeah, this is gonna be nasty. Super nasty, honestly.
Hello there.
Hello, Maximum Carnage. What's going on? This is gonna be a wild night. With the Discord call that's happening, all of all, Zurich landed to the sea to see the card bans. Yeah. Excuse me, Studio Light. Can you stop flickering on me, please and thank you? Sherna Dog's tier 1 now. Don't know about that. We okay. We're gonna discuss what's happening. All right. We'll discuss right now. We will start pretty soon. You guys know I like to wait for everyone to get in. While that's happening, I'm gonna post that we were live right now. Yes. I do agree that mid range is the big winner. But also, I would like to point out that the past few sets have been upgrading aggro in general, that they can still strive in the new meta, even though that has happened.
This is great news.
4 months. Let's go, Penny. Welcome to the super rare club. Let's go, baby.
Wow, it's
All right.
very nice.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start with this. Let me just make sure that our YouTube thing is open. Hey, Adrian, what's going on? Good ban, in my opinion. I agree. I 100% agree. I was not for like banning Hiram before. But lately it's been a yes. Fresh haircut? Yeah, I actually got a haircut last Friday. After 5 months, believe it or not. Also, while we're waiting, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you scroll down on the panels, we have our merch out now. So if any of you guys are interested in some Ultra Megatonic merch, I'll actually show that before we start talking about this really quick, since this is new. This is something new. Let me go ahead and show that to everyone. Um, our merch is out. So we have a logo of our brand in the sweaters. We have Lore Meister's shirt, both black, navy blue, and white. Everything comes in black, white, navy blue. We have the Ultra Megatonic shirts, Banish Kill, and also we have the Earl Meister word plus the logo. Hey, Jackson Scap, thank you very much for the primer. Appreciate that a lot. I was gone all weekend. Looks good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Why not limit? What do you mean why not limit? You can enlighten me more about what that means. That would be great. Yeah. Like limit Hiram's thingy? Okay, let me just post this real quick. Take about a few minutes, and then we're gonna start the discussion. The thing about I think we're still in an experimentation period, right? Because Disney Lorcana is quite new. We've seen what happened to Bucky. Is that really what we want to happen to Bucky? I mean, this card, I agree, it's not fun. But were we trying to make him like playable or not playable? Just tune him down a little bit. What was the goal, right? At the end of the day is to change the meta. But now Bucky is completely gone. The card is just terrible in general. I think banning is a better route, in my opinion, because banning allows you to unban things in the future. That's what I like about banning in general. We can change some rules as well and things like that. But for me, it's really not that big of a deal. We're in baby stages still, in my opinion. Lorcana Key Guardian, thank you very much for the 8 months prime. Appreciate that a lot. We are gonna discuss. We're gonna dive deep into this. Most likely, you're not gonna see any gameplay, because after this, they will have the Discord call. And when that happens, we're gonna hop onto the Discord call. I'm gonna listen to it live, so more people can listen to it if they don't have Discord. But obviously, join the Discord. And you know, I'll zipit.com until it's done, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts if you're curious with it. But for now, for the next 2.5 hours, we're gonna be discussing what I think this change how it will impact the game. We got a sub train. We got or a hype train. Let's go, baby. Let's go. If anyone else wants to click that prime sub button, I would highly appreciate it. Please and thank you. I blame the can, yeah. He actually DM'd me before this. I was talking to him. It's funny how you mentioned him. Live now. Discussing this change. This change. YouTube and Twitch link in the comments below. All right. We live indeed. Whew, it's gonna be a long night, chat. It's gonna be a long night. Alrighty. I'm almost done with the post. Oh my god. The comment section everywhere. Everyone's post, my post has been firing off, and I don't know which one to comment to. Some people are happy with the change, some people are mad. So I think the best way is to just discuss this right here, right now, live. I think that is the best way to do it. The mad people are the Sapphire players, or the ones who have invested a lot of money into it, which I can feel the madness. But this is for the better of the most. It does suck when this type of things happen if you invested money on it. It's never a fun thing to get your money beached, right? It's never a fun thing. So I'm not gonna make fun of them for that. I do. Is it called empathize? Empathize. I don't even know how to spell it. I actually don't know exactly what it means, but I hear that's what people say when they feel bad about something. English is my second language. I will use that as an excuse. Empathize. Okay. So with an H, I pronounced it right. Okay. All right. Now it's just live stream at everyone on my Discord. Okay. Here we go. All right, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I'm not gonna read all the previous messages, okay? Because it's gonna be rewritten or retyped again. Everyone ready for this? Let me put this away. Again, check this out if you haven't yet. Our very first merch line is finally out. I published it last night. Okay. Let's go to the dojo. I feel like the dojo is the right place for this. Grab some water, grab some snacks, use the restroom right now. We're gonna start exactly in 1.5, 2 minutes. And once we start, we're not gonna stop. All right?
Yes,
7
sir.
months, Buddha, let's go. 7 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 months we're also gonna pull this out over here. It's important to have the cards in general. Easy way to access them. Okay. Being immediate, I think it should be today. I think it's fine. I prefer this than the waiting for set rotation. I do not enjoy the meta right now. I'm positive about it. I keep trying to solve it, but I don't enjoy it in a way where everyone around me is dooming and glooming. It's easy to please me. It's easy to please the Earlmeister, honestly. I'm a happy man with a happy plan. I'm an easy go lucky type of guy. Is that how you say it, chat? Easy go lucky? But not everyone is like me. And that's totally fine. We're all different in our own ways. And the vibe around the community, the vibe around social media, the vibe around Lorcana in general has been doom and gloom because of Sapphire. The Bucky situation has happened again. And it doesn't always happen in the Disney Lorcana. I give them props for that not every set there is a problem like this. But yeah. Okay, let's start. So Hiram Flaversham, for those of you guys who doesn't know, Hiram Flaversham and For the Sphere is getting banned. And this effect happens today, the 8th of April. So what does this really mean, right? First of all, let's discuss why they are getting banned. Hiram has been a problem for a while now, and I guess we can say the same for Ruby Amethyst, since it won both of the Continentals, which is totally fine in my opinion, because there are plenty of ways to counter and build against Ruby Amethyst, and there are very few ways to do this against Flaversham. Ruby Amethyst, compared to this, did not shut down a bunch of decks being made. The thing about Blue Red and Blue Steel being alive at the same time, being the top, it shut down a bunch of things, and it doesn't make the experience fun because they're pretty similar. Right? They're pretty similar in a way. And it's also no fun sitting there watching your opponent take 10 million actions before you get to take your turn, and then you take one action and you sit there slowly but surely waiting for your time to lose. There's also a lot of things that you can do in the game that is being prevented from being viable and fun, because Hiram deletes all of those hard works in general. Hiram just gains so much value. And I understand the design before was like, okay, well, it's drawing 2 cards, but you have to sacrifice an item. And let's just all be honest, Popsicle is no sacrifice. That card is really, really good. It's 1 cost filter. At the same time, it's now a tool for Hiram and a tool for a bunch of different uses, because you can also heal your Schmeistes with it. So Hiram, like, taking it out, it's no problem. It's not really that big of a sacrifice, especially for a ramp deck, because after you replace that card with 2 other cards, you then get to set up more, and then They have ways of getting back the popsicle and all that. It's just suppressive. I think that's the word that I'm looking for. Hiram gets so much value. If you do not have red on your deck, Hiram is gonna get away with so many things in general, right? It takes a bunch of actions. It takes a bunch of not just action cards, but like actions in general, like challenging, singing, hard casting. It just takes way too much to take this card out. If you don't have Ruby. Now, if you have Ruby, it's much easier to take it out. So I think for me, I accept this ban. I'm totally 100% fine with this. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering why Fortisphere and not Popsicle. My speculations, I haven't stopped thinking about this ever since I heard about it today. My speculations is we chose Fortisphere because of Bell, because of Blue Steel having an ultra megatonic early game, eliminating the weakness of one of the strongest mid-range control decks in the game. That is why I think they chose Fortisphere, because of Bell in particular. I don't think that it's fair if we both take out Hiram and Popsicle. I think that will completely demolish Blue in general, because then you will be forced to run Steel if you want to make Blue work. And why do you think that? Because there's only really two useful way to draws now that Hiram is gone. Okay, let's go look at this really quick with Blue. What are the two useful ways to draw? Number one is Chicha. I think Chicha is great. We've seen Chicha being played by Blue Steel and seeing some success the past few weeks. We've seen Chicha in the past being good as well. And the other card, I passed it, is Maurice's Workshop. These two are pretty reliable, in my opinion. Now, the decks definitely need to adjust because of this. The way they build their decks, especially if you're building for Maurice's Workshop. Maurice's Workshop, we've seen this early this set with Zan's deck, right? We've seen it in the past before. I think it's in an amazing spot now, especially with the arrival of Tamatoa. You can play a bunch of items, and if you banish your popsicles, you can just recycle them. And there are many other ways as well to do that. This also gives a chance for cards like maybe Judy Hops. This is a big question mark for me. I'm not saying that's the ultra megatonic way. Maybe Monsieur the Arc, the Bell as well. Maybe it's gonna started getting included, and Blue Red too. There are also alternative choices like King Candy, which is not the best, Basil, which is not the best as well, Maurice by himself, which is not the best, Royal Tantrum, I think it's definitely not the best. But I personally think that Chicha and Maurice will be able to carry those two decks on their own. I think that Chicha and this will definitely be the way. I personally think that Judy Hops is not the best choice. When you play this character, you may banish a chosen item, its player draws a card. You draw one and you establish a 2/3 body and can quest for 2. I don't think it's the most cash money thing if you are trying to draw. I think Chicha can get more value. I think Maurice's Workshop can get more value. But I also think that in these decks, you can also run Judy Hops in general. Chicha allows you to build decks without actually running 10 million items. You can probably even run a whole deck without any items anymore and just relying on ramp instead, and some digging abilities. with Maurice's workshop, most likely Maurice's workshop will be accompanied by Judy Hopps. I think Blue Red has many ways of making this work. I think Blue Red will rely more on Maurice's workshop, while Blue Steel will rely on both Chicha and Maurice's workshop. Again, I could be wrong, I could be right, but this is based on my current speculation. I have been digging deep into this announcement ever since it got announced. I've been looking into what will get impacted by this, what kind of meta shift we will have in general. Hello, Captain. And yeah. Now, I want to discuss DKP's deck really quick. We saw that DKP's deck was only running 2 to 3 Hirams. He even discussed before that he might only like go down to 2. 3 sounds like it can be too much. So that deck may not even need that. Maybe that deck can actually switch onto that's exactly what we are discussing right now. If you miss some, you guys can always watch the reruns. I waited about 20 minutes before I started this because I wanted everyone to get here. I know it's not a lot, but this is a sudden news, and that is why I gave a heads up to everyone before we started discussion, because I cannot keep going back into this because it's going to be a wild night. Now, after I discuss everything that I want to say, then we can go back to some of it, okay? Because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Again, back to DKP's deck. All right. That wasn't very reliant on Hiram. Hiram is more of like a bonus. So definitely that deck will be able to survive, and DKP probably has to do some changes. It most likely won't be Maurice's workshop that's going to change that. If anything, it would be either Chicha, because the deck ramps a lot, or Judy Hopps, even because they like to go fast anyways. And again, we will see. We will see what the changes will be. I think that blue-red item is going to exist. I think DKP archetype is going to exist. I think in blue-steel, we have a whole new world still, and Chicha that can exist. Also, blue-red being a little weaker, not completely gone, a little weaker, in my opinion. And we will figure this out. Maybe it will be completely gone. Maybe it will still stick around. They still have a lot of amazing cards aside from their draw engine being gone. They can definitely adjust. Like what I said, we've already seen some Maurice's workshop item blue red in general being played. Now, I think that blue steel will go back to its original play style with a whole new world with quills in general. I think both decks are still going to run Tamatoa. They will still run Popsicles. And I think Bell is still going to be there, but Bell will be less high rolly, in my opinion, which is great because Bell was shutting down a lot of mid-range decks in general. That's the truth. It's just, it was no fun. I play mid-range, and this set, I've probably touched mid-range a couple of times. Everything that I play has been fast mid-range or mid-grow this whole time, or aggro, because mid-range is gone. Mid-range is gone. It's being shut down by mid-range control, which is blue steel. And the only weakness that blue steel has was gone, which was it was weak to blue red, but like the only weakness that it has in general, the early game was gone. It was gone. They play an item, they get Bell out, and how the heck do you match that? You don't get to answer it until a couple turns later. It literally says that if I play Bell on turn 1, I can do whatever the heck I want on turn 2 or turn 3. Now, Steel Song can match that, because Steel Song can go vroom vroom on turn 2, right? Or turn 3 if it was on the play. They play Cinderella, and the opponent plays Bell. On turn 2, you play 2 characters and sing Strength of the Raging Fire and remove Bell. And now you have full control of the board, right? Bell cannot take care of 3 willpower until turn 3 because they lack 1 cost cards in general. Some decks run 4 1 cost characters aside from the 8 1 cost item drops. But what is the probability of you running into those 4 characters that you have in order to play Strength of the Raging Fire on turn 2? Right? So it's very important to understand that Bell was shutting down a lot of decks in general because of the weakness was gone on the early game. And even if it doesn't get to sing, 3/3 body at turn 1 is just huge. Nothing is close to it. Nothing. Even the 3/1s, right? Cards that can become 3/2, they are conditional. But even then, the willpower of 2 is not enough because Bell is gonna sneeze on it using a song. She's gonna sing a song, sneeze on that 2 willpower card, and it's gone. And this is shutting down a lot of cards and a lot of variants for different decks in general. This is one of the reasons as well why purple has been in an all-time low. Purple used to be everywhere, and maybe that's okay, but it's like it's being suppressed way too much by blue. Now that these decks are gone, what do I think it's gonna do to the meta? So going back to the blue steel discussion that we just had, I think mid-range decks will start to arise again. We'll start seeing the mid-range versions of purple steel. I think this will also open up for green purple to join the meta again. I know there's a lot of green purple fans out there. So that's gonna be another deck. Blurple will be healthy as well. It will continue to strive. It's been striving, but now it can strive more. So just by taking out these 2 cards, 3 decks right away, just from the top of my head comes out, right? And also this might open up for green blue to join even more. For maybe it might sound like a meme for red steel to actually be viable in the meta. It sounds crazy. I understand. I can hear myself. I'm just saying there's a probability that will happen, right? And we haven't explored green red either. We haven't explored too much of amber sapphire. We haven't explored a bunch of other decks in general because of this. Now, a lot of us is also thinking that this is gone. Nothing is gonna keep green steel in check. And I think that you are 100% wrong. If blue-red becomes weaker, one of the strongest decks in Disney Lorcana can now strive. One of the strongest decks that's always disappearing for not no reason, for some reason. And what is that deck, chat? What is the deck that can keep green steel in check? What is the deck that is there this whole time and is ultra megatonic but can't find a way to strive? What is that deck? Anyone in chat? No one? No one knows? Amber Steel. Amber Steel. Amber Steel is amazing against green steel. Amber Steel is amazing against green steel, but it sucks against red blue. Right? I've seen Amber Steel players who are safe to go in the top cut, but they will keep playing the game. And I understand we're not going to discuss IDing if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We're not going to discuss that right now. Most players in general in card games, once they are safe, they will usually secure that top cut. Most Amber Steel players who are smart and good, they will not settle for the top cut. They want top seed. Why? Because they want to go first against red blue. Because they are so unfavored in that matchup, right? And now that red blue is going to be a little weaker. It's a little weaker now. Maybe it's time for Amber Steel to break the chains and release itself. So now Steel Song is going to strive. It's going to keep Green Steel in check. That I'm almost 100% sure. Now, Steel Song, I think, is going to be one of the strongest decks. Green Steel will also be one of the strongest decks. I also think that, what do you call this? Purple Steel will also be one of the strongest decks. And Flynn will ride again. Now, I actually had this discussion earlier. If we're talking about Flynn frenemy, I don't think Flynn will see the play in Ruby Amethyst. Ruby Amethyst might come back as a different entity. It's no longer gonna build for red blue. I think Ruby Amethyst without Hiram, I think Ruby Amethyst can get away with a lot of things against it. It no longer needs to go vroom vroom, because before Ruby Sapphire was like, I am the strongest control deck, right? But now Ruby Amethyst was like, don't forget, bro, I'm also a control deck. And now that you can't keep up with the resource war, we might be somewhat equal to each other. I no longer have to beat you by going fast and playing Flynn and accepting that I'm weaker against Steel Song in general. Now, just a maybe, if I was a Ruby Amethyst player, I no longer have to run Chernabog's, Diablo, and Broom. I can also start running some 3 willpower characters now for my 1 cost in order to have stickiness on the board in general. For my 2 costs, I might not even have to run Flynn Rider anymore because I don't need to go vroom vroom against you anymore, blue-red. I'm going to run something that makes myself stronger against these steel decks that are about to arise, right? I think Ruby Amethyst is in a great spot. I think that Steel Song will be in a great spot. I think Green Steel will be in a great spot. And what I like about this is it's going to open up some diversity, and all these decks will be checking each other. This card is dangerous. This card is dangerous, but also we have to remember that there's a lot of decks that can keep those decks in check. This card in check, in my opinion, at least. I'm not just passionate about this, Sam. You got that part wrong. I'm passionate about Disney Lorcana in general, and it's a big part of my life. And this is why I talk about this, because this is fun for me. Analyzing things, I find it fun. I like diving deep into these type of things. Now, if okay, mid-range is rising up, mid-range is strong against aggro, do we think that aggro will be fully demolished again? It's a maybe for me right now. I personally think that Purple Steel having Burn is now forever going to be there. Burn, we've seen it in Magic, right? We have red deck wins. It's always around. We've seen this in many other card games. Burn type of stuff is always around because there are games where there's just no way for you to play around Burn. And that is the big perk of Burn, right? I think that Purple Steel Burn is going to be there. I also think that the Sherna Dogs are still going to try to compete. Sherna Dogs is a great combination of colors, in my opinion. Number 1, you have Ursula on turn 2. You can take out the song that will take out some of your characters. Number 2, I also think that Emerald will also have a lot of characters that are strong enough to withstand steel. Now, for other aggro decks, I can't speak for them. I haven't dived that deep into it. I think that this change will mix things up, but in a good way. Exactly how set 5 and set 6 felt like. Set 5 and set 6 was one of my favorite sets in Disney Lorcana. Why? Because we saw so many decks striving. We saw the top cuts being colorful. And of course, you could say that, well, Ruby Amethyst won both Continentals. Sure. I'm with you on that. But the fact that there are other decks that had a chance to do it as well, the fact that they made it to top 16 as well, is ultra megatonic, in my opinion. I like this change. I am a little sad because I cooked so hard for blue steel and blue red, but I'm not selfish. I'd rather see the whole community be happy than me being happy with these two location decks that I put so much time with just to beat red blue and blue steel. What does this mean for your decks, the two location decks? I think purple is going to come back, so the location decks might not be that ultra megatonic anymore. And I also think that just in general, a lot of our decks are going to change a card or two, or maybe a good chunk of it. These changes as well, I think the biggest change here is not Ruby Sapphire getting weaker. I think the biggest change here is blue steel going back to its old roots instead of doing what it's doing at the moment. I think that's the biggest change because for me, that's the thing that's shutting down a lot of possibilities in general. Now, if Ruby Sapphire is still around, we still have to look out for control, but we no longer have to fix a big chunk of our deck into it, which means some cards that are not seeing play before because they were just so bad against Ruby Sapphire will also change. So I am actually super excited for mid-range decks in general because there was so many cards that they weren't running because they have to be so fast in order to be good against Ruby Sapphire. Now I think they can take a little bit of time instead of definitely not take as much time as you want type of thing, but a little bit of time to now change the 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 curve. And maybe we can go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I like this. I like this a lot. And now we might even see, just a maybe, this might open up for some testing for not just a mid-range version of Purple Steel, but also a mid-range control version of Purple Steel. We might see that. It's a might. Like what I said, it's a might. Because Ruby Sapphire, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's still going to be there. It's definitely going to be different. But also Ruby Amethyst is coming back. So there's still a control deck, and you need to fear control still. But that's fine. We don't want control to fully be gone. Otherwise, mid-range control decks will fully reign, right? Or mid-range decks in general. We want a rock, paper, scissor. We want rock, paper, scissors in general. Any Red Fossa believers? Charlie is a big Red Fossa believer. I like this change a lot. And for me, as a deck maker, this is just super, super exciting. There's so many ideas are going into my head. I might even take out the daisies from my Steel Song deck. I might even take out the piglets on my Steel Song deck. I no longer have to run these cards that doesn't make sense for my archetype, right? I no longer have to add so much aggro aspects into my deck in order to win certain matchups. And this is a maybe. All these things that I'm saying is a maybe. It definitely will require some testing. But yeah. Now, I think it's safe to discuss and talk to chat now. I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Let's get wild, chat. Let's get wild. Ed is happy right now. Amethyst Ruby is back. Purple Steel can play under. Piglet said, Bivin said Piglet is trash. It's a trash that was needed before. In order to make that match easier against Blue-Red. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting meta. And I think that this change is very healthy for the community. And of course, we're going to see some people who doesn't like this change, and that's totally fine. You can never make everyone happy. Because if they were ultra megatonic, one tricking red blue or one tricking blue steel, obviously they're not going to be happy. If I was one tricking as well, I won't be happy. But we got to look at the majority. We can't just look at a group of people that enjoys this. Because at the end of the day, even though we see that the meta, right? The meta share for these top cuts lately has been blue-red and blue-steel. You have to remember that this game is alive not because of competitive players. Competitive players definitely play a big part on it. But every single game is alive in this world right now because of casuals. The casuals are the majority. And if the casuals are sad and not having a great time, because there's that one sweaty player that even in League, they want to play blue-red, they want to play blue-steel, which is totally fine. Maybe there are casual players as well who just happen to play blue-red, but there are some of these super sweaties that are playing these farming packs in general, and it's making the experience unfun for everyone. For me, this will make the majority of the community happy, and I'm happy with that. It also makes me happy. Right? Not because I'm not a blue-red player. I did play blue-steel this set. I played blue-steel in previous sets before. But I just like seeing variety. I don't want to go in Pixel Board. I don't want to go in League. I don't want to go in a tournament and face 5 different opponents with the same exact deck. That is no fun for me. And obviously, there's always going to be 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 decks that are always going to be on the top and everything else is tier 2, which is fine because tier 2 has a chance of winning still. But in my opinion, we're going to start seeing colorful top cuts again. For me, that's a big win. That's a big win. I wonder if RB has to... a change to the worst ramp option that the casuals are leaving, they control the revenue. It's time for a change. Exactly. That will play a part of it too. At the end of the day, this is business, and of course the devs are making it as fair as it can be, not just like for the business side. They want to make the game fun in general. It's not just the money. It's also the fun that the game brings to people. And if in the process of making the fun better for the majority also happens to make RB extra money, I'm totally fine with that. You know, sometimes people get so negative about like these developers or the companies making extra money. Why not? They're bringing you joy. They deserve something in return. And if they get to make extra money, fine. For me, the bigger RB grows, we all know Disney's already big. And obviously, in order to continue this operation, Disney needs to find this profitable, which is fine as well. It just makes sense. It's business, right? But if they make more money, then they will have more money to improve the game, improve the quality of everything, maybe add extra things on top of what we already have. It's a win-win for everyone. And I know some people are against this, the establishment. I went through that phase as well. And I'm not going to get all political about this because I hate talks about politics. I don't participate in any of them. You can hate me or love me for that. You can say that you are the problem in this world, Earl. You can say that, and I'm not going to respond to you. But you know, I don't mind if RB and Disney makes extra money from us. If people are being happy, it's totally fine with me. Is Lady Aggro dead now? I don't think so. I think it's still going to join the meta. It's a bad thing, and it's a better alternative to set rotations. Yeah, I mean, set rotations might still happen. Set rotations is never crossed off the list. It's just I think this is a better solution than waiting for a set rotation because that could take millions of years. We don't know when the set rotation is going to happen. Do you really want to sit in Disney Lorcana for another 6 months, maybe a year, maybe a year and a half with the same exact meta, blue steel and blue red? Taking over 75% of top cuts, being 50% of the tournament? No, I don't want that. That does not sound fun. And the thing about this ban is if in the future there are cards that joined that can check these cards or these archetypes or these variants, right? If there's some cards that gets released, they can always click the unban button. Welcome back, Hiram. Right? I like this better than an errata. Because when you errata something and you do it wrong, you can no longer reverse it. It's weird if you reverse it. And it takes more effort for them in general. But banning, it's much easier. Because let's take this out for now because it's not healthy for the game. Maybe later it will be okay to have it because you now have this, you now have that to keep it in check. Now we click the unban button and boom, it's back. This aggro is in touch and very strong. This lady had to see RS and available constantly. Lady aggro is better now. Yeah, Lady aggro I think is still gonna be there. I bet RS can still function, just leans towards Shark. I mean, they still have the Shark. They still have Maurice's Workshop. They can also pivot into Chicha if they want to. Same thing with Blue Steel. They still have Chicha. They still have Maurice's Workshop. I mean, do you even want to get me started with Amber? We've only had Rapunzel this whole time. If Sapphire starts complaining that they have Chicha and Marisa's Workshop, I'm gonna be really freaking mad. Amber, hello? We've only had Rapunzel this whole time. It took away any reason to buy current set packs. The only good legendaries are not as good anymore. I completely disagree. I think Tomato is still going to be everywhere. I think Tomato is still as good. Towards the DKP burn style. Probably. I think DKP burn style is more fair than the regular Ruby Amethyst. Ruby Sapphire. It's much more fun to play against. It's a lady... DKP's build ran to Ramdo, but it's also very important to notice that at one point DKP was at 2 high Rams. Mixed reaction as I don't really want to play another discard Diablo meta again. I mean, there are plenty of ways to keep it in check. There's so many ways to keep Diablo in check now. Kiwi Bird still works too. Yeah, they can still play that. There are many games with Kiwi Birds where you ink Hiram and you don't even play it because the curve is just way too solid. I might make Emerald Sapphire use this coil. Emerald Sapphire has 2 draw engines on that. They don't even need Hiram. they have Diablo, and they have Prince John. What do you think about limiting cards? I think limiting cards is weird because you have to inform so many people. In a competitive level, it's probably easy to inform the competitive players, but in a casual level, do you really have to like tell everyone that plays in League and the newer players that, hey, you can, it's my first time playing, or I'm new to the game, or I don't really go that much, but when I go, I have a great time type of player. Do you really want to go like, oh, you actually can only run 2 Hirems now? You weren't allowed to run 4 of them anymore. And then it's gonna be weird. The judging will be weird. The way you handle that would be weird, because then maybe they let it happen for this match, and then the next match you have to change some cards, and now you have to create some proxies, and now the player who is casual, who doesn't have any idea about deck building in general, because he took that deck someplace else, or he took the deck and thought that, hey, why is there only 2 Hirems? Why wouldn't be 4 be better? And now he doesn't know how to change the deck on the go. It's complicated if you limit cards in general, in my opinion. Warded characters are bad for the game's health. I think that Ruby Amethyst will keep warded characters in check. Now, Green Steel will get checked by Steel Song. There's other ways to keep those decks in check as well. Let's not forget that Green Steel does struggle against super fast thick decks as well. I personally think that Lemon Lime is in a good spot against Green Steel. You have to discard. I'll discard a 1 cost or 2 cost. Here comes Lady. There's many ways to go around Green Steel. I no longer think that Green Steel is like, I think that I mentioned earlier today that Green Steel is going to be one of the top decks, but I don't think it's going to be suppressive the way Blue Red and Blue Steel was combined. Most decks have been piggyback, and SL has no good card draw. Rapunzel is better than nothing. True. Don't forget Juliet. Julieta doesn't count. Julieta can be run in one variant. Red Amber. That's it. If you try to argue with that, then you're, I hate saying it, you're being delusional with Julieta. One good legendary in a whole set. Let's not forget about Bagheera. Let's not forget about it, Bagheera. With these changes, Bagheera might arise. I just want to clarify that. People are sleeping on Bagheera. Bagheera is already an okay card, and I think it gets better with this changes. I'm pretty high on Bagheera. Also, let's see the set 7. Set ID 007. Legendary. This card is going to be ultra megatonic. This will be the best card in this Lorcana. I'm just kidding. Bagheera will be ultra megatonic. This might see some play. Return of Hercules might see some play. Tamatoa is great. These 2 cards are great. Return of Hercules might see some play. The Queen is a question mark. If Red Blue is no longer everywhere, Aurora is a maybe. Is a big maybe. These, as long as Steel is everywhere, this card is not going to be ultra megatonic. But I like this Spice as a one of still. But super playables in my opinion. I think these 2 are going to be super playable. I think this is going to be somewhat playable. I think Scrooge McDuck is still going to be very playable. Scrooge McDuck is not going anywhere. Now that some decks need to pivot into what's its name, Maurice's Workshop as its draw engine, Scrooge is even more valuable than it used to be. The Queen is still playable here and there, so there's always going to be that one super expensive legendaries. In some cases, two. But I personally don't think that this was the only. This is the only playable thing that you want to pull. I pull this, I'm happy. I pull this, I'm happy. I pulled this, not the happiest, but content. I pull this again. I think it's gonna need some testing, but with mid range being okay now into the meta, we might see some mid range decks that runs this. Just a might. And I know, Kramer, you are a blue steel player, and that's probably why you feel like that right now. But give it some time, let it settle, and maybe you'd still be sad afterwards. I don't know where I was going with that. What can be used against Diablo? Steel Song is really good against green steel. Purple Steel has runs fire the cannons in some of the versions. Blurple is not bad against green steel. It's playable. You can fast forward into Elsa with the Blurple. You can play the genie right away into green steel. Blurple not being ultra megatonic checked by red blue will probably arise as well. Not directly dealing with Diablo is a great way of dealing with Diablo. Burn pull deck. Interesting. New coasting still laughing over us discussing how to beat Sapphire yesterday. Timing is awful. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. It happens. Yo, Spessy, thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate that a lot. Welcome, everyone. Get in. Get in. It's a wild night tonight. It's a wild night. It's a super wild night. Let me do a proper shout out to the homie. Chat, if you haven't clicked that follow button yet, check this out. Click it now and check Spessy's channel out and click the follow button and make sure you tell him, get in. Joke's on you. Here comes Donald. Maybe. It's a maybe. I think that this 2-card change is going to open a lot of doors. That's what I personally think. We will probably see the meta slow down a little. Yeah.
You will never get this. You will never get this. La 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 la.
I actually mentioned that earlier, Venadar. Now mid-range, because blue-red is not so suppressive anymore, that you can actually make your mid-range a little slower. Just a little bit. Not like super slow. But you no longer have to go greedy and add so much aggro aspect to it in order to beat red-blue. Or just discussions today. A lot of discussions today. If we get some time by the time discussions is done, we might play. But also in an hour and a half, there's gonna be a Discord event that Disney Lorcana will have, and they will explain everything that they did. The return of Hercules. I don't think you're crazy. I literally mentioned earlier that I think it might see some play. All of this is a might. No one exactly knows. There are some stuff that we said that we know that it's gonna happen, but there are also some stuff that we said that we don't exactly know how it's gonna be. Green bounce will be back. I think so. The thing is, it still will be weak against steel in general, but at least blue steel, ultra megatonic suppressing it won't be there anymore. There will be some ways. The thing is, my tempo tool mid range, green purple bounds, right? It was surviving steel back then. I win games against Steel Song. If you make it mid range, I think it would be good. I no longer think that green bounce needs to be fast mid range, although I think that it would still be good, but it's not forced to take that route anymore, that it will have a couple of variances again. That's what I think about GP. Because most of them are in the US, Rachel. An announcement just dropped on the official Discord. Let me see. Announcement. I clicked PB Discord and I was looking for it. I'm like, where is it? Okay. Dear Lumineers, we are writing to address the recent decision to ban the cards Hiram Flaversham, Toymaker, and Fortisphere from play in core constructed, the main format used in Disney Lorcana Challenge. This decision was not made lightly, and we understand. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. And when we understand that it may cause some disappointment. However, we believe it is necessary to preserve the overall enjoyment and balance of the game. Barrick, thank you very much for the 19 months. Let's go. I'll catch up with you chat in a bit. Our primary goal with Disney Lorcana is to create a fun and engaging experience for all players. After extensive observation and feedback from the community, it became clear that Hiram Faversham, Toymaker, and Fortisphere were consistently leading to gameplay scenarios that were not... okay, this is an insult. I do not know how to read that. Conducive to this goal.
And here I am thinking 3 was long.
Let's go. 3 months. Thank you, Spider Jess. Welcome to the Rare Badge Club. Thank you guys for the for the primers. Appreciate that a lot. Conducive. Okay, conducive to this goal. Specifically, see, because I used words like big, schmeeky McDoodles, ultra megatonic, I knew exactly what they're talking about there. I just didn't know the exact meaning of the word. Because I can hear tones. I understand the way people speak because of tones. All right. Specifically, the inability for opposing players to interact with the Hiram Flaversham Toymaker less enjoyable than we want in a game of Disney Lorcana. Items such as Fortisphere that Hiram's ability banished before opponents could interact with the combo gained a large advantage that was virtually unstoppable. Fortisphere was banned because we feel it placed too much emphasis on players using items in steel, which is not aligned with the Inc.'s core strength, rather than fostering strategic depth and diverse gameplay. Playing these cards together often led to predictable and one-sided outcomes. We did also discuss, and considering banning Popsicle, we believe that Popsicle without Hiram Flaversham Toymaker still provides value to decks attempting a more item-based strategy. This is in line with what we feel with Sapphire should do, and thus the reason for removing Fortisphere while leaving Popsicle eligible. That's exactly what I said earlier. They just reworded it. They were listening to me. While we appreciate the creative strategies players developed around these cards, the presence of Hiram Flabbersham Toymaker and Fortisphere ultimately detracted from the core principles of fun and balanced gameplay that we strive to maintain in Disney Lorcana. I agree as well. We believe that a healthy and vibrant game requires a diversity of viable strategies and sense of fair competition. We understand that banning cards can disrupt existing decks and strategies. We are committed to supporting players during this transition and will continue to monitor the game's balance closely. I wonder what that means. We are committed to supporting players during this transition and will continue to the other part I know. But this part is a question mark for me. Are they planning to help out people that spent a lot of money building those decks or investing on it? We encourage players to explore new deck building options and discover the many other exciting possibilities within Disney Lorcana. That part I love because this is exactly what I do every day. It means they're funding my new decks, right? I don't know. That's why I said it's a question mark. This I 100% will back them up with this because this is exactly what I do every day. Why I have 25 or more decks every set. I will completely back that up 100%. We value your feedback and appreciate your understanding. Our commitment remains to ensuring that Disney Lorcana is a game that is enjoyable and accessible for all. Thank you for your continued support. Sincerely, Steve Warner. Big thumbs up. Big thumbs up. Thank you, Steve. We appreciate you letting us know about the decision. And I completely will back them up with this decision as well because I agree with everything that they just said. And no, I'm not being a kiss ass to RB. Okay? I am allowed to say whatever the heck I want. They never get to control what I say, by the way. Just so you guys know. I do things with RV, but I'm going to be clear with you. Nothing that I say can be influenced by what they want me to say. They cannot puppet me. And they will never try. Okay? They would never do that to other creators in general. So this is basically just me, honestly, 100% agreeing with all of this. Because this is all true. Oh, so that's who he is, Hawkskull. I've been wondering why you're here. I'm just kidding. Gee, all the base of award puts in good work. Batman was cool and all, but where's the announcement about DLCs and worlds? I don't know. Maybe they'll announce it soon. Maybe they'll let us know. They cannot actually support players. The only thing they could have done was give a few days between the ban announcement and actually banning the cards. There can be some emotional support. That's always welcome. Emotional support is always important. Yeah, Benny. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Benny can be right over there. He said, this means they're about to announce DLCs. Great movement. Wonderful decision. Maybe this is what they were waiting for. Maybe they wanted to handle this before announcing Worlds. Who knows? I don't know. Playing BS against a newbie, man. I felt so bad. I tried everything to make it fun. I told him this is a meta deck, but I'm okay to have fun. Now, it's not your fault. If you play BS, I know you feel bad about that scenario, but it's not your fault, right? It's nobody's fault playing blue steel or blue red. You can play that and still have fun if that's truly what you enjoy. The only thing is that you're not invited to my McDonald's birthday party in a playhouse with a petting zoo that pets you back. That's the only thing. If you play those two decks, you're not invited to my birthday party. But other than that, it's not your fault. If that's what makes you happy, playing those decks, if green steel makes you happy, if blue steel makes you happy, if red blue makes you happy, if ruby amethyst makes you happy, do it. Do it. It might not be fun for others, but that's not your fault. You're playing a game and you're playing it the way you want to play it. You're playing it with what brings you joy. Now, it's gonna be RB's job to do that, and I think they're taking a step in fixing that. All right. We need to think that way, in my opinion. We need to be open-minded with that, with things in general. If they would have routed around, they should have made him identical to Robin Hood Sharpshooter, been inkable, and his ability only triggers with questing. There's a lot of ways to do it if you eroded Hiram. But for me, I like this move better. And again, in the future, maybe we'll have a 5-cost song that does 6 damage. Maybe we'll have more ways of dealing against Hiram. Maybe there will be a card that says, hey, when I get played, you can't draw the next turn. Or when I'm exerted, drawing is not allowed for you except for draw for turn. Right? Just a maybe. And then they can click the unban button. And boom! Hiram is back. You have to expect people to play what is best when money is on the line and they enjoy winning. Yeah, I mean, some people play for that. But also there are some people that does it every day on a casual league. They farm these small money that they can gain from winning 4 or 5 packs. And when that happens, it's not fun. It's not. That's the truth. It's just not fun when that happens. I may be winning 90% of my league all the time, and I'm not doing it to farm. But I play 10 million different decks every time I go to league. I make sure that my decks are playable. It's not just complete meme, but they're different. I play location decks. I play pirate decks. I play some weird combo decks. I'll play a tier 3 deck, sometimes a tier 2 deck. Well, to be fair, if you've been watching me for a while now, you would know that I don't play meta. Ever since set 4, I haven't touched any meta decks. Well, I touched a meta deck yesterday. I played Steel Song yesterday. And in the future, it might change. I might touch other meta decks. But for me, I look at myself as I am a creator and an influencer. The word influencer is a big deal for me. And to me, I want to influence people to go outside the box, right? I'm not doing this just to like stand out. I'm doing this because I have fun playing Disney Lorcana in general. And for me, it's no fun when you play one deck. And if you do that, that's totally fine with me, right? At least if you do that, if you are a fan of the channel, you can still stop by and see other decks. But for me, I also want to help out people that casually plays. And they're like, well, I'm tired of blue-red. I'm tired of blue steel. I'm tired of green steel. I'm tired of ruby amethyst. Is there other decks that can actually be played and still somewhat win and not just completely get demolished? And that's part of my goal. Creating those decks. My last 3 videos in YouTube is Lemon Lime 0 to Hero Sherna Dogs, which is a lot of fun, by the way. GX Fantasy. I talk about discard decks already. Pirate Location Purple Steel and Amber Amethyst Locations. That's the last 3 videos that I released. And again, I have nothing against other creators who would release Blue Steel videos, Ruby Amethyst videos, Steel Song videos. There's already places for that. And I want to create a space for people that, hey, I'm still a super competitive player. Don't get me wrong. And I'm going to try to get some titles. next set. I'm gonna be doing my best, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna have fun on the way. But I want to help out those people who are looking for a place and looking for creators who create different decks that they can have fun with, and encourages them to also do the same, to create their own decks. And you know, you got to understand the meta when you're creating your own deck if you want it to somewhat win, have a chance of winning. But at least you're creating it and playing the game the way you want it to be. Japanese and Chinese markets just getting these cards though. I think that is a really good question, Charlie. I don't know how they're going to handle that. I honestly don't have any idea. They'll reprint a Hiram that's more balanced. I like the one cost every color inkable. Emerald Amethyst was definitely a meta deck when you were playing it last set, Earl. I got your general point though. Okay, I want to clarify this with you, Venedar. It wasn't last set. It was set 5 that I played green purple. My version of green purple was not meta until I made it meta. There may be a few people playing it. The meta version of it was Artabax's version, which is the fast mid-range version. True mid-range version of the green purple was not meta until it became meta. And that was not my goal to make it meta. It just happened. But you get the general point. You know what deck what you want you to play? Petition for Earl to play Red Fossa. I like Red Fossa. You heard it first here. Earlmeister will play meta at some point. I will. I mean, it only makes sense, right? If a team signs me, it's also my responsibility to play good. And if I can't find a way to counter the meta with my own creation, then I will play what I think is the best on the meta and at the same time I enjoy. It's only fair. I need to do my duties as a team member of the thing. I can't let all my teammates farm all the winnings. I want to be a part of that. If it makes sense for me to play meta, I'll play meta. If I can find a way to counter the meta, I will counter the meta. That will always be probably my first choice, is to counter the meta. And then I will resort to meta if I can't find a way to counter the meta efficiently. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Rachel. You don't have to explain that. You're that person that's been throwing rocks in my window every 7 o'clock at night, huh? I've been wondering who that is. All right. I'm just catching up with the last bit of chat here. Yeah, Japan. That's actually such a good question, Charlie. I like that question a lot. I don't know the answer, and I'm quite curious now to see what's gonna happen there. I want to play Alien Pirate meme deck. That sounds like fun. I've had my eyes on Alien every set, by the way. Ever since they released the Alien, the 2-cost Alien that buffs the other Alien, make them faster. Move damage with the new Mother Gothel. I got my booty kicked with that deck yesterday, Angry Boston. Yeah, Grand Council woman, yeah. Yeah, they might just ban him at the Set 7 release in China. Yeah, they might just do that. Because the thing is, if you ban Hiram too early, right, it's going to make Blue-Red pretty much unplayable. Blue-Red will not exist in their meta. Someone played it against me. How much did Tamatoa gone down in card market? Need yeah, I can agree with that, Venedar. I can agree with that. I don't trust my wording on this, okay? If the prices with Tamatoa is going down right now, wait for the biggest dip, buy it, and then it's going to go back up. I personally think that that's what's going to happen. Because people will realize that Tamatoa is still an amazing card. But don't take my word for it, okay? Don't take my word. I don't want you to go back in chat and blame me for that decision. Okay? I don't want any of that. I just shared you my thought. Tamatoa is an Ultra Magatonic card. I scream so much value. Good night, Varric. Good night. Have a good night. It'll switch price with Bagheera. I don't think Bagheera will be that expensive. I think Bagheera prices might go up, but it's not going to be as expensive as Tamatoa. It's a good card. It's not as Ultra Magatonic as Tamatoa still. Tamatoa is just like a no-brainer, super good card. Bagheera takes a lot of decision-making. Toa was value when you were almost guaranteed to get two draw items back. I still think that he's Ultra Megatonic value. Look, I think Blue Steel is still gonna be around. When you a whole new world, there are times you probably will discard some items here and there, and you can always get that back with Tamatoa. The popsicles are still really, really good with Tamatoa. In my opinion, Tamatoa gets one popsicle, that's already value. He gets two, Ultra Megatonic value. He gets to survive a turn, exert, and play an item for free, super, super value. Don't say that, Angry Boston. Don't blame me for any of that in the future. I know it's a joke, but don't encourage others because maybe they didn't hear what I said earlier. Again, it's not my fault if you do if you guys do that. As of a harsh half shark, still need time. Set to UK only. There are more crazy items. What would be a reason to run Popsicle and BS? It's more of Chicha that they're gonna play, honestly. Blue Red will still have it though. And with Blue Red relying on Tamatoa still with the item variant of it, it's still gonna be good, in my opinion. Hello, Miguel. How are you? How do I feel about it all? I'm happy. I am honestly happy to see this changes. I'm a happy man with this change. I'm so excited to cook so many new decks, solve new puzzles. It's just so much to do. This opens up so much activities. It's like, you ever watch Step Brothers? It's like when they made the bunk bed. So much room for activities, you know? I feel like that right now. Maybe with Dime, you can be right, you can be wrong, Jermaine, because the thing is, the deck is slow enough. That's basically their threat towards the end game. And the goat is fine. The goat is quite annoying, sure. But that's always how burn is going to be. It's always, the feeling against burn is always going to be like that. It existed in many card games, but it in my opinion, it's good to have. And healing is a useful thing to have. I do agree with the popsicle. I don't think BS will completely move away from items. I think there is a world where it can still exist. I think it's too early to say what is going to exist and what won't exist. Are you happy as a clam? I am very happy as a clam. I like these changes. In fact, we can make an example right now. Let me see. Steel Song would be a great example. We can do Steel Song. Edit. Oh, I forgot to save. I forgot to save yesterday's version. So I took that out. I think I took one Lawrence out. I took one of the Troubadours out as well to add 2 piglets. I think it's back to this now, but this needs to be here. I still like Lawrence. This might be able to just go out. Let's see what happens if we take this out. More uninkable slots. Less chance of bricking. Oh, bruh. I think the return of Naveen is out. I think the return of Naveen is coming back. I don't think I no longer need that many one costs. Maybe I'll go for 4 Nalas. The return of Shift Line is out? Is that what we're trying to say? Maybe Lawrence no longer belongs here? Question mark? Maybe we can take this out. The return of Robin is back? Because they don't deal with Robin. Ruby Amethyst doesn't deal with Robin until turn 6. Question mark? Big question mark? Nani? Obviously against Diablo, it'd still be bad, but like, it's fine. They do that on Diablo. We play Troubadour, turn 2, and then we'll deal with Diablo the next turn. And then we outvalue everything they do moving forward. We Pete on turn 3. And then Prince Naveen on turn 4. Yeah, well, the thing is like Ruby Sapphire will still be alive, but is Ruby Sapphire going to represent the meta that much now that the changes have been made? That is the big change. It's not just like, sure, Ruby Sapphire might still be there, but what is the share? What is the share? You know what I'm saying? Because if the share is not that big, I might be okay going like this. Beat everything else and still be somewhat weak to Ruby Sapphire if they draw the right cards. The return of Sad Beast, it's possible. I mean, Sad Beast, if you are on the draw, it's still really bad against Ruby Amethyst, right? I like this chat. I think this and this is coming back. What do you guys think about those changes? Princess of Venus $3? Diablo decks probably need to run Cove in them consistently now, huh? They never went out of the Cove. The Cove was still has always been there. They still run Cove till today. But Cove definitely helps. But this looks good. This feels good. Was there any songs that we didn't run because of Ruby Sapphire? I want to make a Steel song with Zero to Hero again. Love Steel Fossa so much. Steel Fossa is a lot of fun. Try to keep running Blue Steel. Yeah, I mean these changes shouldn't prevent you from running those two colors. Like these changes should be just like, okay, I understand what they did this. Now, how can I adjust my deck to make it better? And again, right now, this change made it feel like a whole set has been released. We're in a fresh meta right now. Now, let's see which decks will rise to the top, and then we'll do that. We'll take care of that. We'll adjust to that. Some of the GP discard haven't been running them. I mean, they might start running it now. I'm no GP discard player, but it can make sense to them to run it. But I like this changes, taking out the daisies and going for Robin Hoods. I feel this card is going to make a comeback. Green Steel is definitely going to be one of the top. I can almost assure you that. But Steel Song will keep it in check. Blue Red not being everywhere. If these changes actually makes a big impact on the amount of blue red that we see, this color pairing is going to be rampant. Not in a broken way, but it will definitely be a super strong contender. 4-drop Genie surely gets better now. Yeah. I like this, chat. I think this is how it's going to look like. I'm going to save. Now, there's something I want to revisit. There is a deck I want to revisit. This deck right here. Oh, baby, this is one of my favorite decks, if not my favorite deck last set. I can close this now. No, I don't need to save that. Oh, boy. Oh, my baby. Oh, oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Tournament. Next tournament is gonna be. I don't know about NA, but there's one coming up in UK and in EU in general. We have UK Games Expo, and we also have Enchanted Tour. Two cost LeFou in a deck like this? What do you mean? Like the two cost LeFou, the yellow LeFou? I think that card is bad. If I run this, this one? It's 3 cost. I don't like this card. I don't like this card at all. I think it's greedy. It's weak sauce. Even for free. I would much rather run something that's just has a solid face value. This is still going to be my 1 cost. Snake Calhoun's me. Oh, I need to tech this deck. I think we're in a world of 4 genies, 2 rabbits. I'm taking out Gantu. Oh, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I think the time for this card is now. I think the time for this card is now. Yes. The Elsa is coming back. Yes. Elsa is coming back. Taking out. No, I like the one of his friends. 65 cards. Jesus. I think 10 1 cost is enough. Kowloon is not gonna be a 2 of. I'm running this card. What's her name? Helga Sinclair. I'm running a 1 of this. This definitely needs to go to 4. And I think I can survive with 3. And then along came Zeus. I'm taking out the libraries here. No, library is still good against nah. It's not the best against red purple. It can be really good against red purple. I think I'm going 2 and then along came Zeus. I win Genie Wars through this. And this. I survived the meta with like just a few. The thing about these two is like you sing one of them and a lot of the times in the mid-range matchup is GG.
Without Hiram, discard decks will pop off, and then that's why I'm running 4 strings. And the Helga Sinclair. Steel is gonna be everywhere. Running four Cobras might be too much, no? I could be wrong, I could be right. I survived the meta last set with 3 Peats, and I think that's my cut.
In a bounce, Pete is times 8.
So the Foxes and the Madam Mim is fine. Yep. And I think this goes back to the name that a lot of people cringe in. That's how I will run it. I like the Bagheeras here. I have a choice whether I run Bagheera or I run Tinkerbells. I think the Tinkerbells are good again. I only took him out to make my deck better against red blue. I still want to cut one for our library. Not gonna lie. Bagheera, I like you in this deck. I like you too much to cut you. This protects my genie as well. Do I cut one Cobra? All right, Key Guardian. Have a good night. The return of Tink plus GYS? That's a really good point. That's a really good point. That is the one that I was looking for on Steel Song. I need to take a long sit with Steel Song. Do I prefer Friends or do I prefer Library? I think I prefer Library. I like Library better. Two lore gain, if not force too much. I like this because this helps me win my Ruby Amethyst matchups as well. This helped me win through my Ruby Amethyst matchup. This helped me win my Ruby Amethyst matchups as well. This is an amazing turn 6 play against Ruby Amethyst too. It's like, hey, you're gonna B-prep me next turn? Here, let me take out some of my characters and gain 2 lore while I do it. Let me thin out both of our boards. Give myself favorable trades as well. I don't have to establish my board with this card, which is amazing. Or I can play this on turn 6. I either play this on turn 6 or play Restoring the Crown on turn 6. I like that. I like the changes. I think Helga Sinclair's time to shine is here. This is such a thick card, man. I have to cut the Bagheeras into one. I actually have to cut the Bagheeras into one because I just remember my old best friend, Belle. This is so good with Helga. This is really good with Giant Cobra as well, with decks that doesn't have any target. You know, another deck that I think will arise is it's already been doing it. It's Amber Emerald discard. But again, we have Steel Song to keep all of these decks in check. And Steel Song we trust. Just cut Bagheera in general. I love Bagheera. Not cutting Bagheera. I love this card. This wins mid-range matchups on its own. If I am ahead, this is a checkmate. And on turn 5, I sing. I'm ahead. Then play Bagheera. What checks Steel Song now? I mean, Blue Red's still gonna be there. It still will be checked, in my opinion. It's not that I have a problem with people swinging into me. It's more of like if I get ahead, Bagheera is there to not just protect. This just says that, okay, you do not get any value trades if I exert. And if I'm ahead, I'm exerting. They need to make a choice right away. It's an awkwardsman's card. This is what I call these type of cards. I just want to clarify. This is still happening, right? Even though they posted something, this is still happening, right? Join us on the official Discord, lorcana.gg, discord.gg/Lorcana at 3 p.m. Pacific time for a Q&A with the head of the game design and development, Steve Warner, to discuss the most recent update. Instead of restoring the crown, I think restoring the crown is a checkmate card. I love restoring the crown. I am super high on that card. I love this card. I think this is a great finisher. I honestly think cards like this can change the meta. Like, just imagine we go to turn 6. We just play this, and we get so ahead. We can catch up. We can get ahead. We can equalize. Exerting every character and all my challenges. If I banish another character, I gain so much lore. All my characters turns into Kowloon. If I have a Kowloon in play, my Kowloon turns into an Ultra Megatonic card. They said post was first, Q&A later. Okay. Post first and then Q&A later. Okay. How do you see Steel Song in this meta post ban? It's in an ultra megatonic spot, Dante. I'm scared and happy. It's pretty scary. Yeah. I do love Steel Song though. You just have to build for it. Really, the way to build for it is bring a 1 cost or 2 cost character that can withstand Steel Song. I mean, at the end of the day, they have to high roll in order to take out your characters, right? They most likely will be cutting down some of their 1 costs. Yeah, exactly, Miguel. I think it's better than Mushu. It's easy to play around Mushu. You cannot play around this card. This is a Jedi Mind Tricks mints. This is an awkward mints card. If someone knows that you run this card, on turn 5, you will exert. If you're gonna get exerted anyways. This is like a turn 6 B prep for purple steel. Thebes is too greedy in my opinion. Yeah, it's like I used to be pro Diablo ban, but there's just so many cards that checks Diablo now. It's okay to have strong cards in the meta. That's totally fine. Followed by a text-based discussion at 3 p.m. That's odd. I don't have they ever done a text-based discussion before? And Mushu out and dropped that one when I was at 9 in lore and draft. Oh yeah, in draft it's so insane. Got bought out on TCG Player. Brawl, Genie, and Elsa all checks Diablo. Brawl, Genie, Elsa, Steel Song, a lot of things checks Diablo. Kit Cloud Kicker is amazing against Diablo. The return of Kit is, well, it's already been good, honestly. Kit never left, if I'm being honest with you. Teeth and Ambitions can be good as well. There's a lot of things that checks Diablo. Like, it's a great card. Is it Hiram level of a great card in terms of draw engine? Sure. We can probably say yes on that. But the body is 2-2. It's just evasive that makes it hard. But the body is 2-2. Remember as well that that is 2 cards on top of each other most of the time. It's too slow if you play it by itself. It's 2 cards and you discard a card. The next turn, you draw a card. So now it's 2 cards that you're sacrificing with it. If Diablo can sing Strength or let the Storm Rage on, then maybe Diablo will take one out. Sorry, I did not mean to flip you guys off. So let's take this out first. So let's start with the left, with the right. Diablo 1 gets played. Shift Diablo on 2. Discard, right? If it sings let the Storm Rage on, then the value stays here. Now, if it gets taken out the following turn, 2 cards was out from you. The following turn, if you take care of it right away. So there's a lot of risk that's involved in doing that line, in my opinion, at least. In terms of resources. Now, Hiram, on the other hand, when it comes down, it generates a lot of draws like Diablo. But the problem is, if you're not Ruby, you're going to be crying in the corner. How the heck do you deal with 1/6? How do you deal with it? The answer is you don't. You start praying, that hoping that whatever you're doing is enough. You don't crab it right away. How do you crab it? It doesn't, you can't crab it until it exerts the next turn. And at that point, it already like drew a lot. Kit, sure. But it doesn't take out any of the resources that it draw, and it doesn't take out itself. The resource is still there. Like, sure, it's like a down tempo play. That's the most that Kit will get from it. which is sometimes enough because you're a tempo deck when you're playing kit most of the time. Or at the very least, you were a mid-grow deck. Fast mid-range is still a tempo deck. Mid-range is definitely 100% a tempo deck. And that's you probably value that more than card advantage. Strength with many characters. Yeah, on turn 4. That means you have to play a bunch of 1 cost. The probability of that is very low. Yeah. It's we can like we can keep discussing of like an efficient way to like deal with Hiram, but really the most efficient way, the only one that has that is red. Everything else is the probability is low that you will have that card or the combinations of those cards. It will take more than 1 card. That's the point. With Diablo, it doesn't take that many cards to deal with Diablo. Not to mention, again, Steel Song, it's super weak if you were on the draw. You Diablo on turn 2, Steel Song will take it out the next turn. There are so many answers. There are 3 different songs. Troubadour might even sing just to take that out. The most efficient way to deal with the Hiram is ban it. Exactly. There you go. Happy about the ban? I'm very happy about the ban. I like this new era. A lot of new decks will come out. We no longer have to, or people were on 10 1-drops. I was on 12. Now people are going to be on 8 1-drops. I will be on 10. I love fast curves in general. Even on my mid-range decks. Look at that. It's flipping you off. This is my message to Hiram. This curve is my message to Hiram. That's my message to Hiram. I like it. I like it a lot. In once. Bend to my will. Red blue. Now watching them cry. It sucks so bad when you have to bend to my will red blue just for them to draw 10 million cards again. You took a big down tempo on that turn just for them to get back again. And you need to be ahead of tempo if you bend to my will. Or equal at least. Or close to equal. All right. Let me save this. Now, let's go ahead and visit another deck. Oh my god, this is so much fun! I love cooking decks. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Bro. Bro. Updated February 22, 2025 and forgotten. How does the ban affect Sherna dogs? I tried the ban effect with Sherna dogs is it's good and bad. Good because less CSUs, less efficient ways to deal with like the board. You need very specific line to deal with Sherna dogs if you were red blue. You need to be smart with using your resources. Your draw engines is now either Chicha or Maurice's Workshop. If you choose the Maurice's Workshop route, it's probably not the most cash money thing. If you choose the Chicha route, it's not dealing with the board and you're not ramping on turn 2, which makes you slower, which can get punished if you try to go fast with Sherna dogs. Blue Steel, on the other hand, It's also the same thing, right? With the Hiram going out. In that part, it's good. The other part is that it's an aggro deck at the end of the day, and now the rise of mid range is going to threat aggro in general. So that might affect Dogs. This though, chat, GP. I cooked this. My set 7 tempo tool mid range, and I haven't touched it nor have played it. It was so bad. It was so bad before. Bonsai definitely needs to get out of this. We no longer need Bonsai for red blue. Ursula's good. Snake is okay. Go-Go's are gonna be good. Oh, I want to cook that right now. I want to cook a new version of this deck. Chat, cool with that? Can you cook a red-green deck with the queen? Eventually, we'll cook some red-green. I don't think tonight is the night. I think we need to visit the previous meta decks that has been shut down by the current meta. Yeah, that was their way of playing it. Okay. So we're gonna start with, oh, you know who I think is coming back? I think this boy is coming back. Yes. I think this boy is coming back. This dude. I think this dude is coming back. Whether you like it or not, he's coming back. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Ursula is definitely going to be there. Oh, baby, I just realized something. You're coming back. Yes, you're coming back. 100% you're coming back. I like it a lot. Genie is definitely going to be here. Rabbit is definitely going to be here. You know what? Let me do this. We will cut as we go. We'll put 4 rabbits for now. Let me get my mims. Now let me get my 1-cost characters. Diablo is going to be there. Sherna Baby is going to be there. Rafiki question mark? No, Olaf first. I think GP still needs to be on 4. No, this is just so bad in Green Steel and Ember Steel song. If no, I think it's this. I think this is what we need. Because on turn 4 we need to deal with Robin Hood. If Robin Hood is coming back, you rather play Olaf than Lil Jon. I like Olaf because it allows me to crab and deal with bigger bodies in general. Smoothing Man, thank you very much for the follow. Also, Baby Joe, thank you very much for the follow. Tomatis Workshop, thank you for the follow. Adrian Sato, Bert ZZ, thank you for all the follows. Sorry if I've been ignoring the follows. I'm just like in the zone today. I am very sorry. It's a really bad move as a streamer's mince. I might go 3-1 or 1-3. I cannot decide yet. I think 3-1 is safe because of all the steals that's going to be here. Oh, how can I forget about you, baby girl? No, not this. How can I forget about Clarabelle? That means... Do I take out Chernobog's? No, you're definitely going out. You're getting cut. I'm going 2 Chernobog's. I could go 3-3 with Diablo and Chernobog's. Because Chernobog's is still the play on turn 1. No, I think we do this. We do this. No, 3-3. Yeah, 3-3. I don't Merfolk on this. No need to Merfolk anymore if blue-red is not going to be everywhere. Merfolk is so bad against steel meta. Why not Brooms over Bogs? Bogs is ultra megatonic when you're first. It keeps a lot of things in check. Remember, purple is coming back again. And this is a really good card against purple in general. Greetings from Austria. Hey, Philip. What's going on? Hello, hello. I am at 52. My Elsas are not here yet. Now my question is, do I 4 Clara or 3 Claras? Also, I might cut some rabbits. Wait a minute. Hello, old friend? Hello? Is it your time again? This is so bad against Chernodogs, though. And if you draw... It's a 1 of, right? It's a 1 of. I'm fast enough to deal with it. I am at 11 on Inkables. Wow. No new cards? We will see. Let's not force any of that yet. I mean, the set 7 stuff, it didn't really get a big buff, right? Don't mention pain. I still need my Lord and Savior Kirky. My question is, do I tramp? I don't think so. Maybe a 1 of tramp. Yeah, this might be too much. That's why I said earlier this is still a question mark. We will deduct as we go. Nice, Philip. I like that. From the top of my head, this is the only one that has potential of making it. To be honest with you. Maybe. No way. I'm gonna run 1 of this. I actually like this card. Do I bell here too? I think I bell as well. I think I bell too. With Lyle, it's really good. With Genie, it's really good. And then I run Cricky. Key. Okay, so I'm not gonna run friends on the other side. And I keep the 4 Clarabelles. I think that sounds better, right? Oh, Cricky is amazing. Cricky was always supposed to be here. I can cut another 1 rabbit as well. I counter Ruby Amethyst with this anyways, right? Because there's an old friend that I want to visit again. This one. This won me so many games on set 5. It's just so big. Oh, I miss building decks like this where I can just run a bunch of one-ofs. It's my 2 cost that's so weak right now. Go. Anastasia needs to go. It's a steal meta. I'm not gonna force Anastasia. Do I really need 2 of these? Steel Song is gonna be up. Green Steel is gonna be up. I definitely need this. Do I say goodbye to this friend for the go-go? The 2 ofs go-go? Or do I run 1 Lyle and Kit instead? I think I run 1 Lyle. This 9, oh yes. I run 2 go-go's here. Hill I'm in a manor house picking. The silence, it never breaking guy. Dun. Think the 5 cost bell is worth 100%. Lyle is too strong. I know Lyle is strong. That's why I'm keeping 1. Nah, Gronk too slow. 5 costs on Inkable, and I'm forced to play him at 5? No way. No way. I'm trying to find a way to add another Lyle. Anna is kind of looking at me in the eye, but Anna is so good. I need to find a reasonable way to run Lyle, and I'm not cutting Chromicon. I'm not cutting this. Am I? I think it's Mother Gothel that's the cut. I'll run two Lyles. I do agree. It's really, really good. Like that line with Lyle, Genie, into what do you call this, Belle, is so amazing. You're missing the point of how to create a proper deck with a lot of one-ofs. Lamba. I no offense, I just don't think that you understand the proper way of creating many one-ofs. I've talked to many people who doesn't like one-ofs. It might be a matter of preference, but there is a proper way of creating a deck with a lot of one-ofs and not affecting consistency. Think of it this way, okay? For those of you guys who are new and new to these type of decks, I'll explain. I won't just leave it like that because it might just sound like an insult, and I don't want you hating me for it. You need to look at the curve instead of looking at the one-ofs. If you look at it this way, you then forget the one-ofs, right? Now, after we look at this, curve is totally fine. Very mid-rangey, right? It's 100% a mid-range curve. We also look at these as like five cost in general because both of them is shift 5. Now, let's look at it this way. So, for example, the 1 cost. Probably 1 cost is not the best example. What would be the best example? Like the 5 cost. The 1-ofs and the 2-ofs and the 5 cost. Over here. Let's say that Elsa is probably the safest way to play it. You always just play Elsa. But there are matches where the 1-of Belle can make a big difference. Now, if you didn't have Elsa on that turn, Belle is still an okay play. If it's not the as good as Elsa. Cricky is still an okay play if you didn't have Elsa. But these 1-ofs and 2-ofs, if you draw them on the proper matchup and the proper situation, they can make 2, 3, 4, 5 times the impact of what the 4-ofs that you should have been running on that turn, right? Again, don't look at my 1-ofs. Think of this as I have 16 3 cost characters or 3 cost cards. Think of it that way. Now, again, if I don't find the Lyle, Kit would be an okay play. If I don't find the Anna, obviously we don't run that. It would be an okay play. Let's say that we don't have any of this, and it's Anna that I drew instead. I could have drawn a 3rd Lyle, right? It's still an okay play. 2, 3 that can quest for 2. It might not be the best, but it's still playable, right? It still can survive some stuff. It's still a threat because it quests for 2. It definitely is not the most impactful card, but it's still a play on turn 3. Now, Anna, on the other hand, if to be honest, we look at Anna's turn 5, so it might not be the best example for this. Lyle is probably a better example. Like Lyle can make a big difference in like a play, but your alternative play, the foxes, the crabs, and the tough guy is here. But if you draw Lyle on that turn and he can make a big impact, it would be an ultra megatonic value for you, right? If you didn't have Lyle, would you be with a fox play? Maybe, because fox is very situational on turn 3. Again, the lesson of the fox and the crab. Crab is probably better. Okay, so proper situation, right? Lyle could make a big difference in the proper situations. Let's say you didn't have Lyle. Your alternatives is still an okay or good play. Establishing a crab on turn 3 is still not a bad play. Having the Kit Cloud Kicker, removing something on the board, gaining you tempo is still not a bad play. Power playing on turn 3 with the amount of 2 costs and 1 cost you have is still not a bad play. But if you do found that card, then all of a sudden the value of that play goes up so high. And by the way, you don't usually do these 1-ofs or 2-ofs if you don't have enough draw engine in the deck. If you don't have enough draw. In my opinion, this deck has a lot of draws. I have Clarabelle as a draw. I have the Diablo Chernobogs as an extra draw. I have the Genie as a draw. The Rabbit is as a draw. I have so many draws. So my chances of like finding these extra tools is pretty good. And if I don't find them, is the alternative 3 costs really that bad? I don't think so. How long until the Q&A? We have 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So prepare your discords, ladies and gentle dudes. That's funny. I like that meme. Will there be a way to see it later? Yeah, it's gonna be on Discord. It's text. It's text Q&A. So you can read it all later. Probably hard because of the amount of people that's gonna be typing in chat. No problem, Zoogles. I explain it all the time to the lore meisters why I created this this variant for green purple on set 5. Why I played green purple this way on set 5. And why I play purple steel that way on set 5. It's not a toolbox deck. A toolbox has a complete different meaning to it. A toolbox deck should be a deck that allows you to go to your actual deck and look for the exact tool. That's what a toolbox is. This is why I cut down the word box and I just call it tool. I'm going to save this. Mid-range. The reason why I just call it tool is it's filled with tools. That's it. Has some footing now. I don't think it does well into steel decks. If you play the fast mid-range, you're probably going to have a hard time. But this is mid-range. I never had a hard time on set 5 against Steel Song. Obviously, when Steel Song high rolls, everyone will have a hard time. We can't argue with that. Unconventional toolbox, I still won't add the word box because TCG players in general or card gamers in general will confuse it for that, and then they will start commenting on stuff like, but Earl, it's not a toolbox. Do you even know what a toolbox is? Yes, I know exactly what a toolbox is, and this is why I didn't call it toolbox. I called it tempo tool. Tempo for mid-range, tool because it's a bunch of tools in it. Why no Diablo Shift? This is not discard. This is just a mid-range deck. Just a tempo deck. You think green purple? I've just struggled with it against green steel. And green steel will always be a tough matchup for this, right? It's a battle of the archetype. Remember that this is a mid-range deck and green steel is a mid-range control deck. Mid-range control is in favor of the match against mid-range. Let me pull this up. We have a lot of viewers today, and I want to help you guys out. And also, all these people in social media that does not actually watch me keeps like talking about like, oh, you shouldn't charge for this or you shouldn't charge for that. You're gatekeeping information. You're putting it in a paywall. If you actually watch me, I am very, 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 very generous with information in general. It's just for the people who doesn't have time to watch or the people that signs up for the coaching. They are the people that signs up for the courses. And I completely 100% understand because life comes first. You do not have the same amount of time that I have testing stuff, analyzing stuff. And you are paying for that time. It's time really that you're paying for aside from the information. But let me share this with you guys. This is an easier way to answer your future questions. That way you can do it yourself. And you don't have to ask me. And I don't mind answering. You see, mid-range control beats true mid range. True mid range will beat fast mid range. If we narrow down the sub archetypes for the mid range, that's what happens, right? It's exactly like control beats mid range beats aggro, aggro beats control. It's the same thing for the sub archetypes. It's the same thing for the sub archetypes of aggro. It's the same thing for sub archetypes of mid range. It happens more on the on mid range, this triangle, because there are more of these decks. There are less of these decks, but you can apply it to this one as well. This is why green steel beats what do you call this? Green purple mid range because of that. Metafy course that gives the same info on about 5 minutes on a 5-minute gameplay YouTube video. There a Metafy course that gives the same info on a 5-minute which one? Me? I put something like that? No. This is a 2-hour course that I have. Not about this. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. I do have a video of these three in my YouTube if you guys want to check it out. But also I have a course that is like almost 2 hours that dives deep into this, so you can understand it. You can understand this better. I could repeat this off by heart by now. That's good because this is a very important macro knowledge. This knowledge applies for inkables only? What do you mean? What do you mean it applies for inkables only? Uncapped, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that a lot. Don't name where you got it from. By the way, Kaki, I know you're not talking about me, but if it's someone else, you can say who it is. I appreciate you not saying who it is in the thing. We don't talk about other creators or other coaches in the thing, not because we're not self-promoting them, but like if you had a bad experience with them, it is not the platform to like talk about. Yeah. Would you ever add combo to the chart? I think a combo is still falls into these sub archetypes. You can have a combo mid-range control. You can have a combo true mid-range, combo fast mid-range, combo hyper aggro, combo true aggro, combo mid-grow, combo control, combo true control. I think it's a sub archetype combo. I understand in Magic it's a whole different story. But I don't think combo exists that much yet in Disney Lorcana to be able to be called an actual sub archetype or an archetype. I know it. I'm pretty sure in Magic that combo is an actual main archetype and not a sub archetype. But for me, it's a sub archetype that can be applied into these sub archetypes. It's already time, chat. It's already time. It's already time. So head over. April is Steve Warner Q&A. Oh yeah, it's already popping off. We have about 10 million messages in it already. It's here already. Why a quick ban before an expansion level before it's official? That is to say, we will keep an eye on things. If we think something is unhealthy, we will act, but act deliberately, not just reacting quickly. I like that. This is a lot of questions already. If you guys didn't know, there's 10 million questions over here. Malferon asks, can we please try only banning a person you consider for the sphere that doesn't belong like another intentionally. Yep, I agree with Steve here. Are rotations a possibility? Okay, let's look at the answer first. Bruno question. We just simply won't be able to talk about future OP plans right now. A rotation possibility? Oh, okay. That is a Bruno question. We don't talk about Bruno. Okay. We plan on being very cautious with this card. It's an archetype. This card is a mechanic in card games that should exist, but within reason and to a limit where the game remains fun. Okay. I think I know what the question was based on the answer. Question. Can you wink if power line cards will be designed in the future? I can hear Yumi outside. She's like, gubba, 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 gub. She loves saying that lately. Give me a second. Edward. Gubba, gub, 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 gub. Too right for her. It's like gubba, 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 gub, gub. Okay, for the sphere, alongside with other steel cards that allow to draw on play, added up a bit of a critical mass of cutting through decks quickly, making some decks in steel very consistent. This can be an issue if it happens too easily. Yeah, and it also combos with the Bell, which is shutting down a lot of decks. And also ultra megatonic filter in general. If they're gonna filter, they need to be punished, right? There should be some sort of punishment. And having 8 popsicles basically is not very cash money. It's not it. Mulan is a compromise for that. I'm not using compromise as the right word, right? I meant like meet halfway for that. What is the proper English term for it, chat? Fortunately, it affects those players who don't travel for the game. Hundreds of dollars dropped to get new cards with that deck now effectively removed from play. What is the strategy going forward to avoid, and how will you signal cards that are being watched so no one gets totally blindsided? Is there a reason you did this before the events even got to happen? Is there no set jumpsuit and I feel excited? It feels terrible after Diablo got to run rampant. Huge props for not doing another. Thank you so much for that. It's our preference. However, we will always evaluate each case individually going forward. I like that. Flexibility. I am in favor of these decisions, but the thing I'm most curious about, what were the deciding factors between banning versus another errata? Okay. Are all bans permanent? I am not with RB, but I can answer you that right now that it's not permanent. I mean, like it's a ban; they can always lift it. And this is funny. Why don't ban B prep? The only card we're going efficient removal, massive. And why don't ban another waste of draw cards like Diablo or Rapunzel or a whole new world? It's funny. See you, the Patolet. I think if we get an enchant, be prepared. It's gonna be one of the most expensive cards in this new Lorcana. I'm waiting for the answers that Steve have. No plans will have ram for the spheres be unbanned. No plans to unban for core constructed going forward. Sapphire still will have a strong item identity. We didn't ban any Sapphire items, just the card that it's not actually Sapphire Ink identity. I'd take it as a promo. I'd take it as a promo as well. I don't mind if they turn it into enchanted promo. Mystery Hedgehog, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that a lot. Six songs, one of each color. Friends, be prepared. if they do that, it needs to be another one of the gift set. I mean the collector's box. If they do 6 songs. I feel like this can be more complicated than simply saying this card isn't playable anymore. There are concerns with banning combos that include decklists and judging that we really rather avoid. If it's a combination of that is overly strong, why ban the entire card and not specific combos? Okay. Jump to percent. Jump to present. Yeah, exactly like the D100s. I agree. I like that idea. I like it a lot. Not pinning that one. No. I do want to know about the judging thing as well. GP, it's back. I just cooked some. It's public. Exclamation point Decklist for those who are interested. Does this mean that drawing is a part of Steel Ink identity with a whole new world that the Storm Rage on? I think Steel won't have like an ultra megatonic draw because you're touching in a very, very sensitive spot with the steel ruby. That color combination, as much as I want it to be alive, I don't want it to have a draw engine. It needs to have draws, sure, but like it needs to be conditionals. That color combination is not what we see right now. If it gets a draw engine, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a mid-range control deck, not a mid-range deck. It would be too strong if it has a reliable draw, yes. Something that's fun being considered when making these decisions. How does the team work to understand the community's feeling? Okay. The game dev does also play at events and various stores. We talk to many players and stores themselves. We always try to have a holistic view when we make a decision. We are pretty confident that this is not a vocal minority that was having issues. Thus, we believe this makes the game 100%. These are the Sapphire players. Remember their names. They're not going to be invited to anyone's birthday party. But something as quick confession. I do not know if Hiram is a good a quick answer. I do not know if Hiram is a good father because confession, I've never watched a movie before and I need to. I doubt that he's going to answer this because this is about the ban. This Q&A is about the ban. You disappoint me, Earl. I know. I'm sorry. I need to watch that movie for sure. I mean, there are ways to deal with Diablo on turn 1 and 2 if you really want to. There's ways to deal with it on turn 2 with Steel Song. Turn 1, you can definitely deal with it. I mean, it's very rare that people will shift that on turn 1. There's no time. We don't want to simply react because the card is strong. This happens, and the community has been quite good at coming up with new plans to challenge those strong decks. But we will act when we don't see it's a reasonable alternative to a card slash playstyle. There's no favored results. We are always watching all of the results. We never focus on one archetype, although from experience it tends to be one that is the problem, which is why it may seem that way. Also note, it's not just tournaments that we pay attention to. We want to make sure the game as a whole, game as a whole, is more fun. Rarity is not a factor. What other cards are being closely monitored for a potential ban? Always watching. I don't know what the thing is about that, Kaki, but it's not something that we usually discuss in chat. But I can tell you, I can share you something today though. I sold a card, which is the what do you call this? Not Hero Hamada. I sold the enchanted Hero Hamada. I put it right away in a thing, in a protector, in a top loader after I pulled it, right? And then I sold it. I took a picture of it and I sold it like that. When people ask what picture it is, I always say that you get what you're looking at. That's it. Because I don't like any questions, because there are scammers out there who will try to get around it, right? Now, I sold it and I sent it to him. The card is great, except for that it's a little pringled. It's not overly pringled. It's a little pringled, which I wouldn't know because it's inside a top loader this whole time, like what I said. And also it's not the perfect cut. In the bottom, there's like a little like white dot on the cut. Now I didn't notice any of that because I don't check any of these cards. I put it as mint condition because that's what it is. After I pull it, I never used it. I put it there, mint or better. And now he's complaining with it when I sold it to him. I told him, don't buy anything from eBay. Buy something in real life if you're looking for the perfect card. That's the only way you can find it. You get what you see on the picture. And he was like, well, it's my fault. I didn't ask you for any like other images. Even if you ask him for another images, I'm not wasting my time sending it to people. It takes so much time to do that to everyone who asks you for those images. Now you can hate me or love me for that, but it's not worth the time, in my opinion. And there are many people that can use that against you and use it. It's like, oh, well, this and that and this and that. and then ask for a refund. There are still many answers to Diablo, although Diablo is powerful and we want powerful cards in the game. We will be watching and address if needed. Hey Zan, thank you very much for. Oh my god, I must be getting famous. Zen followed me right now. Ultra Megatonic. Thank you, Zan. Is that the real Zanzide? Restricting powerful cards tends to make it. Restricting powerful cards tend to make it more about did you get that card in the game? Meaning that if we are playing and in our match I always draw it, it's no different than if it was just allowed. This still leads to unfun gameplay and tends to feel like nothing was really resolved. Yeah, that's one of the things that I said, and also it just complicates things for the local community in general. Like informing everyone with that. Need proof? Need proof of what? Okay, now please ban Ursula costs to that discards the song. No, please don't. Please do not do that. That would be a very bad decision. That card keeps things in check. Diablo will be even more ultra megatonic if you don't have that. Well, if you do have that, it does make it ultra megatonic as well. But there are plenty other reasons on why you shouldn't do it. Needs proof that it's Zan. I'll DM him later. I'll actually say, you're not followed this whole time? You hurt my feelings, bro. I posted Maui meme. Oh, the Maui meme from the top earlier. Steel Saw might be the move here, chat. Playing Steel Saw might be the move. While we're waiting for Steve's next answer, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. Actually, I don't know how long this is gonna be, so I highly recommend if this is gonna be few hours. It's already 11:30 here. Let's all just follow it independently, if that's okay. All right, I'll speak to you guys later. Chat, thank you very much for hanging out with us. I appreciate you all. Let me go ahead and raid someone really quick. JDZ is talking about it. Okay, let's pass it on to JDZ. All right, chat. It could be a long evening, yeah. And everything will be pinned, so just a heads up. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day in terms of gameplay. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream.
I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
If you guys didn't catch my opinion on it and my analysis on it, you can rewatch the stream on YouTube, and it's also going to be in Twitch if you prefer watching there. You know what's funny, Kaki, is we were all discussing this in our Discord the other day. Although those cards are good, they did not provide the long-term advantage that Hiram does. It requires a bit more investment by the player, either ink or opportunity. Don't even bring Rabbit into this. All right, chat. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Copy paste. We're going to raid. Stay ultra megatonic, Lore Meister, and also be nice online. If you didn't like these changes, there are much nicer ways to interact with other people or interact with RB. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
So good. You see that?